Marvin Bagley has had a tough time in the NBA because of injuries and not playing consistently well. People are worried about how good he really is. Can he bounce back and show everyone he's great, or will he stay a disappointment? Marvin Bagley became a big D in high school basketball. People thought he was amazing, comparing him to really good players like Anthony Davis. His super skills got him noticed, and top colleges wanted him, offering scholarships. This made him one of the most promising high school basketball players. People were excited about Bagley because he was so good at a young age. He did things on the court that amazed everyone, and that's why he got so much attention. Coaches and fans were curious to see how well he'd do in the future. Bagley's success in high school built up a lot of excitement for what he might achieve in the world of basketball. Even with all the attention, Bagley stayed focused on getting better at the game. Little did everyone know that this young basketball star was just beginning his journey to leave a big mark on basketball. Marvin Bagley, I did really well in his first year at Duke playing basketball. He scored a lot of points and showed he could do many different things on the court. People were super impressed with how good he was. He wasn't just good at one thing, he could score in different ways and move around really well. Bagley's athleticism, which means how strong and fast he is, was awesome to watch. Because of all this, everyone started thinking he would do great in the NBA, which is the big league for basketball. People were excited to see him play in the NBA because of how well he did in his first year at Duke. They thought he could become a really important player. Bagley's time at Duke made everyone believe he had a bright future in professional basketball. In the 2018 NBA draft, Marvin Bagley got picked as the second overall player by the Sacramento Kings. The first pick was DeAndre Ayton. This draft was super special because it had some amazing players who would become big stars later on. Two of them were Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Bagley's journey into the NBA started when he got selected by the Sacramento Kings. Being the second overall pick meant that people had high hopes for him. The draft class, which is like a group of rookies entering the NBA together, had players like Luka Doncic and Trae Young, who are now known as basketball superstars. Bagley's career was expected to be full of excitement and challenges as he joined the Kings. The NBA draft is a big event where teams choose new players, and Bagley being the second pick showed that the Kings believed in his skills. It was a moment that set the stage for Bagley's professional basketball adventure. In Bagley's first season with the Kings, he showed a lot of promise as a newcomer to the NBA. His skills on the court were so good that he got selected for the all-rookie first team, which is a big honor for rookies. But there was a bit of a problem: injuries. Unfortunately, Bagley had some injuries during that season, and it made it tough for him to play consistently well. These injuries were a kind of preview, like a sneak peek, of the challenges that would keep coming up in his career. It means that even though he did well in his first season, staying healthy and playing regularly became a bit tricky for him. In sports, staying fit and playing without any breaks is super important, but Bagley had a tough time with that. So while his rookie season was full of promise, and he got recognized with a special award, those injuries gave a hint that his journey in the NBA might have some hurdles to overcome. In the next seasons, Bagley faced a lot of problems. He kept getting hurt, and sometimes he didn't play well. Even though he showed he was really good at times, he couldn't stay healthy, and he had trouble with defense. This made it hard for him to get better. Injuries means he got hurt a lot. It's like when you have a boo-boo, but imagine if it happened again and again. Inconsistent performances means sometimes he played really good and other times not so good. It's like doing well on a test one day, but not doing so well the next. His development declined because of all these problems. Development is like growing and getting better at something. Bagley had moments where he showed he could be great, but the injuries and struggles with defense made it tough for him to keep getting better. It's like trying to climb a mountain, but sometimes slipping and falling down. When the Sacramento Kings changed their coach to Luke Walton, it had a big impact on how the team played and how well Marvin Bagley, one of their players, did on the court. The team started playing at a slower pace under Coach Walton, and this change didn't really help Bagley show off his best skills. The new coach brought in a different style of play, and it didn't quite match what Bagley was good at. Before the coaching change, the Kings used to play faster, and that suited Bagley's strengths better. But with the new style, things slowed down, and Bagley couldn't shine as much. Imagine if you're really good at running, but suddenly you have to walk instead. That's how it felt for Bagley. The change in the team's playing style made it harder for him to do what he was best at. So, the coaching changes not only affected the team's overall performance, but also had a direct impact on Bagley's ability to show everyone what he could do on the basketball court. The Kings decided not to give Bagley a new contract because they saw that he wasn't improving much and had some problems playing well all the time. This choice is a big moment in his career, making people wonder what will happen next for him in the basketball league. The team noticed that Bagley had some limitations, meaning there were things he couldn't do as well as they hoped. Also, his skills weren't getting better consistently, which means he wasn't becoming a more reliable player for the team. Now that the Kings didn't extend his contract, it brings up questions about what will come next for Bagley. People are curious to see if he can overcome his challenges and continue playing in the league, or if this is a sign that his basketball career might take a different path. It's a significant decision that has everyone wondering about the future of Bagley in professional basketball. During the 2022 season, Marvin Bagley found himself traded to the Detroit Pistons. The trade involved swapping Bagley for Donte DiVincenzo and some other valuable things. Bagley's time with the Pistons happened when the basketball season was already in full swing. While playing for the Pistons, Bagley had to work hard on the court, but the team wasn't doing very well at the time. This meant that even though Bagley put up some good numbers in terms of scoring and other basketball stats, the overall impact wasn't as strong as one might hope for. Being on a struggling team can be tough for a player, and Bagley's stint with the Pistons reflected that. Despite his efforts, the team faced challenges that went beyond his individual performance. This trade was part of the dynamic nature of professional sports, where players sometimes switch teams to bring new energy and skills to different organizations. In Detroit, there were some ups and downs for Bagley's basketball career, as highlighted in YouTube clickbait. While some videos claimed a revival, his performance remained inconsistent. The Pistons showed faith in him by offering a $37 million contract extension, signaling a big investment. However, doubts lingered about whether he could consistently make a significant impact on the team. Despite flashy headlines, Bagley's on-court contributions didn't always match the expectations set by the contract extension. Fans were hopeful for a turnaround, but his performance continued to be a mixed bag. The Pistons seemed committed to giving him opportunities to shine. The gap between the expectations set during Bagley's earlier years and his current performance has been a source of disappointment for fans and observers. For more such videos, like, share, and subscribe to the channel